helped in those dark moments, we say thank you. The whole country is grateful for your selflessness. This attack showed us the worst of humanity, but in its wake, we have truly seen the best of Australia. Anti-Semitic hate fueled the terrorists on December the 14th, but it came out of the shadows in October 2023. It walked our streets. It marched over our bridges. It took over our landmarks. It camped in university quadrangles. It painted graffiti on our buildings. It firebombed our places of worship. It sent children to school behind locked gates and armed guards. Like a slow, creeping disease, it festered in plain sight. Jewish Australians do not feel safe. And if Jewish Australians do not feel safe, then no Australian feels safe. You warned of this menacing storm, and you said you felt unheard. The coalition heard you. We must unite as a parliament to confront and defeat this evil. To do so, we must face uncomfortable truths. Radical Islamist extremism caused this. I repeat, radical Islamist extremism caused this. Leaders need to be able to express this clearly, because if you can't name the problem, you can't possibly defeat it. For too long, many in our society, especially in positions of authority, have failed to act decisively. It should not have taken the murder of 15 people for us to open our eyes to the dangers of antisemitism in Australia. As leaders, we have a sacred responsibility to protect our citizens from such hate-fuelled violence. We owe it to the memories of those we lost, and more than anything, we owe it to the nation's children who are born without hate in their hearts. Victims' families, eminent Australians, and millions of ordinary Australians called for a Commonwealth Royal Commission. Through anguish and heartache and grief and horror, those calls intensified. Now that the Royal Commission has been established, we must make sure that it's free to do its work independently, without fear, favour or interference. But I say to the families here today, you are owed an apology for how long it took. You should never have had to juggle grieving your lost ones with national advocacy for the Royal Commission you so understandably wanted and deserved. In the days following the attack, something remarkable happened. Across Australia, people of all faiths and backgrounds lit candles and placed them in their windows. In cities and towns far from Bondi, people held prayer vigils and gathered in quiet, shared sorrow. At Bondi Beach itself, a sea of flowers bloomed outside the pavilion where the attack took place. I was there every day for a week. You had to be present to actually feel the grief, the pain, the bewilderment, and yes, the anger. Because there has been anger through the heartache. So many times we heard, I don't want your words, I want something to be done. At funerals and on the streets, I saw strangers weep for someone they never knew, and watched volunteers embrace survivors they had only just met. I spoke with a young woman who survived the attack, saving others. She said, I'm not a hero. Any Aussie would have done the same. I sat with a lady in her 70s weeping on a park bench. We had a tough time when we came here as migrants, she said, but nobody wanted to kill us. Mr. Speaker, today this Parliament mourns with the families lost from this lethal act of terror and with those on the long, uncertain road to recovery. We say to them, you are not alone. Your pain is shared by an entire nation. We cannot fully comprehend the depth of your grief, but we will walk beside you in the days and years to come. We will remember your loved ones, not just as victims of a terrible crime, but as vibrant individuals who lived, loved and contributed enormously to our country. In the aftermath of this tragedy, we must strive to ensure that the memories of those 15 beautiful souls truly becomes a blessing. A blessing that inspires us to build a more cohesive and compassionate Australia, one where we meet this moment of truth and respond with moral courage and moral clarity. There's no better legacy for the future than the message of strength I heard delivered by Rabbi Ullman at Rabbi Schlanger's funeral to the next generation of Jewish Australians. And I echo that message today. Lift your eyes and stand tall. Be brave. Be proud of your Jewish heritage and your Jewish faith. You should never have to hide who you are or what you believe in. We will fight every single day for an Australia where you are loved, valued and safe.
Watch what cheese does to your waistline.
Gruyere. Now these are fermented cheeses.
Fermented dairy products like cheese contain